What's up, guys? So today I am doing something a little different. I'm going to do a little how-to video. I've been getting some emails from some of you guys asking how you can get started with foraging. I just thought, why not just make a video out of it so all of you can benefit from it. So I'm going to show you the easiest shellfish to forage. And when you're getting started, it might be kind of difficult. You might have a lot of questions: what's edible, what's not, what to forage, and the legalities behind it. But I'll try to explain as much as possible in this video. Probably the most important thing is the tide, and the tide usually goes anywhere in between negative 1.6 to as high as a 6.7 feet, around there. And it changes, it varies around the world, but on our California coast, that's the range. The lower the tide, the more exposed the rocks will be. So the best time to foraging on the coast is at a negative tide. I'll leave a link in the description below showing a tide chart, the tide chart that I use personally, and it's really easy to read, so have a look if you're interested. I've been getting some questions also about what books are good for coastal foraging, or if there are any classes and things like that. And the first book that I picked up on coastal foraging is this book here, The Sea Forager's Guide to the Northern California Coast by Kirk Lombard. And this book is really good for beginners, and it's a really easy read. He's got a section on all the Bay Area fish, mussels, clams, limpids, abalone, even octopus, and sea urchin and squid even. So this is a really good book for at least our area, for the Bay Area, and I would recommend this one. If you'd like to purchase one, I'll leave a link in the description. So the tide today, not particularly low. I will show you, you can still forage on the coast even if it's not during negative tide. Alright, and the first thing you need before you go foraging on the coast is a California fishing license, and it is about $50 for the calendar year. So if you buy now, it's only good to the end of the year, and you have to buy a new one at the beginning of next year. So the easiest thing to forage for on any rocky coast is going to be limpids and black turban snails. That's a limpid right there. That's pretty small though, and there are a ton of small ones there, all over the rocks. And here is a patch of black turban snails. You can tell the black turban snails are black and with a white tip. The limit for these guys is 35. First, I think I will harvest a little bit of seaweed. I'm gonna get this one. This one you've seen in my other videos a couple times. This is called laver, also known as nori. And a lot of the times there are little creatures on them, like that. So I just try to take off as much as I can. And when you are harvesting seaweed, bring a knife with you. Bring a knife or a pair of scissors, and just cut close to the base so you're not uprooting the seaweed, and it can keep growing this way. There's some big ones under this rock. They're all taking cover. So let's grab a few of these guys in here. I think this is probably about the biggest they get. Haven't seen many bigger than that. I don't want to take everything from this spot. Maybe I'll take less than half, depending on how much there is, but because this is kind of a whole colony here, and if I take them all, I basically destroy this colony of turban snails. A little sustainable way of doing it. There's some more here. Oh, that's a hermit crab in there. Put that guy back. That's a limpet right there. And there's a couple ways you can take these guys off the rocks. If you sneak up on them fast enough, you can just pop it off. I didn't do it hard enough, so now he's clenched down into the rock, so I'll have to pry him out. There you go. You can see there's a ton of them, ton of the snails there, and then limpets all over this rock. Really good for beginner foraging because they are what's called the univalves, and unlike bivalves such as clams, mussels, oysters, things like that, which filter water through their system, if we have the red tide going on during the summer, you can get paralytic shellfish poisoning. But these guys, since they're univalves, they're just grazing along the rocks eating algae, and so they're always going to be safe to eat. There you go. That's easy. You see, now it's very hard.
I killed him. I shanked him.
There you go. Nice. Look what I found. You know what this is? This is sea salt. I've been wanting to make my own sea salt, but nature has already made it for me. So my girlfriend just found this. See this crab right here? This is actually the shell left behind. There's nothing in here. There's no meat in it. He's come out and gotten rid of his shell because he's getting bigger, and he's actually right here. This is it right there. This guy just came out of this shell, and this guy is super soft right now. So he's not going to try to pinch me or anything because he's too weak right now. He's just put all of his energy into coming out of that shell. So I have this firebox. It's a firebox nano actually. As you can tell, I've been using it quite a bit. So what it is, it's a wood burning stove basically. Case for the firebox actually doubles as a little stand. So now I just have a pot of water. Gonna bring it to a boil and take the shellfish and cook those first. This is all the black turban snails and limpets that we got, and maybe about 10 limpets and 15 black turban snails. You can easily hit the limit, but just take what you need, you know. Now I got some hot water. Throw these guys in. When they start coming off the shell, the limpets, they're already done. They're good. Yeah, this is done. These the limpets have these little gut sack on the top of them, so you can just literally take that off. It's edible, but you probably don't want to eat it, so, and just discard that.
Okay.
Right? To take out these turban snails, what you just need something sharp, and you're just gonna twist and pull, and sometimes they'll break off, like this one's about to break off. That's alright. And they have this flap. You can get rid of that too. But the rest is edible. Alright, let's see if I can get this whole thing. This big one. There we go. There we go. You just gotta kind of twist gently and work it. There it is. So that's the whole thing right there. And that's all edible. I have a little butter. Just gonna throw it in the pan. I have garlic and onions in here. Short grain rice, maybe like half a cup. And now mix that up. I'm just gonna add a little bit of beer. I kept the water that we cooked the shellfish in, so I'm just gonna use that. And you just add more water as it gets lower. Little by little, until the rice is fully cooked. It's almost done, so I'm gonna add the limpids and the turban snails. Just gonna add all of that in, and I'll just mix it in. Remember the sea salt from earlier? Use that in here. A couple pinches, just a little herb mix, a little bit of that. Parmesan cheese. So I'm gonna add. I'm just gonna add a little more butter to finish it off. Boom. Top it with a little more Parmesan. This is for you. And then I'll take this one. And let's see how this tastes. I got the limpet on here and a little bit of rice. It's not that chewy. I know everybody says limpids are super tough, but no, not really. It's actually quite nice. Just kind of adds a little chewy texture, kind of like an octopus. How an octopus is chewy. And let's try this one with some seaweed on it. The turban snail. Let's do this. That's good. Turban snails are good. So we went to Pescadero today, so I have some more artichoke bread. I love this artichoke bread, it's so good. Put some on the bread. Man, it's good. Super easy to do. I hope that this was helpful to anybody that wants to try some coastal foraging. And let me know if you like this kind of video and if I should keep making this sort of how-to video. Otherwise, make sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already. And I'll see you next time. So if you're interested in the firebox, this little guy here, he actually has a YouTube channel called Firebox Stove. Does pretty cool stuff. Goes backpacking and uses this, and he has a few more designs. So I'll leave a link to his channel in the description if you're interested in buying one of these. I'll also leave a link in the description below. Yeah, these are pretty cool. Really handy for backpacking, lightweight, compact. So I'm not getting paid to promote it. I just like it. I just like to use it. So I thought I'd share it with you guys. All right.